Hello again, everybody. It's Eric with Better Every Shave. Today I have a video on just some maintenance I was hoping to do on a Rockwell Model T razor. This is the original, and you can tell that, I believe, by the T2 models that they're selling now have a bar that runs down the middle here that I don't know what the point of that is. I think it was basically to stop issues with the doors that weren't lining up properly, something like that. Anyway, this is a Model T, the original. It seems to work fine in terms of opening and closing with the doors, that is. So the thing that I wanted to look at on here is the actual opening itself. So as I turn this, it's a little bit stiff. And I'm not sure if it's supposed to feel that way, but it's can be considerably stiff. And then also turning the adjustment dial, the first few times I turn it is kind of stiff. And then as I turn it several times, then it loosens up. So I don't know if it's just gunked up with soap residue or what the deal is, but I wanted to take it apart and figure out what's going on. So let's take a look at that. All right. So the first step to take this apart is there's a little plug in the base here, so that this little hole is actually threaded, and the only thing I could find that seems to fit it is this computer screw. This is for, I believe, for a hard drive, something like that. It's leftover screws from a computer I built, and so it does fit in there. And then I'm not tightening it very much because you really don't have to. The point of this is you're just trying to slide out this little piece on the bottom, and it has a rubber gasket, and that's what's holding it in. So this doesn't need to be super tight. So I would suggest not tightening it down very much. But anyway, I didn't have to for mine. Maybe you will for yours if you're doing this. So supposedly now, okay, yeah, there's a screw inside of here. So that screw is going to come undone. Yes. Okay, now this is apparently a screw with a spring behind it. So I'm going to try to do this without having the screw and the spring fly across the room. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, the screw and the spring coming out here. Okay, so they are out. There's our screw and our spring. Now this is supposed to just come out as a single piece. Oh boy. Okay. So there you go. All right, that is that piece. And then I literally don't know. I don't think maybe the rest of this comes apart. So the video, Rockwell has a video on this on their YouTube channel, and it only shows this part that I've shown so far, that this centerpiece pulls out. And I don't know if from here I should just, I'm hesitant to pull this apart or do anything too invasive. I really don't want to mess anything up here. So, yeah, it doesn't feel like it wants to. I thought maybe this would unscrew. Yeah, I'm not going to force it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to just soak this. And it doesn't look like there's a tremendous amount of gunk. No, you can't really see down there, and I need a flashlight to really take a good look in there. But you can see there's a little bit, maybe not. There looks like there's I had put some mineral oil in here, and it looks like maybe there's some of that on here. Just get a paper towel and clean that off. Okay. All right, so yeah, it wasn't particularly dirty. I think really the only thing to do in this case is to just soak this in some Dawn dishwashing liquid and see if I can get these to loosen up a little bit. I mean, it's very smooth, so I wonder if it's almost on bearings. It's so smooth. Anyway, yes, I'm not going to be too invasive. There's no reason for me to destroy this razor. I just want it to work a little more smoothly. So I'm going to soak it a little bit to get any kind of soap scum out of there. And then I think I can probably reach in here with a dropper and maybe get a little bit of lubrication in the bearings or whatever's in there that's turning so smoothly. And same thing up here with the adjustment knob, and then put it back together. And I think that's going to be the limit of what I do with it. So I'm going to clean it up and then I'll come back and put it back together. All right, so I went and soaked the body of the razor, and I can't tell that it loosened up at all. I think that there are probably, I think this is bearings in here. I could probably look and find out. There's no real information on Rockwell's site. So anyway, let's put it back together. Okay, so this part slides back into the body, but it sort of hits a little bit of resistance. I noticed that on mine, I don't know what this is. It almost looks like a tool mark, like a weld issue, like a tool mark or something. It's kind of hard to see. But it's like a little, there you go. You can kind of see it. It's like almost like a little mar or something on the surface. Anyway, not a big deal. It's not bent or anything like that, but it does seem like it gets caught a little bit right there. So you got to kind of turn it a little. And then in order to get this piece to sit back in, you have to open the doors. And then it will sit back together. There we go. Okay. Made that look easy, huh? And then from here, just have to get that screw with the spring back in there. Fortunately, it kind of sits together pretty easily and doesn't seem like it's going to fly apart. This part's the trickiest part, is just holding it while you're getting that first bit threaded, which I've already done. And now from here, just tighten it down. And I assume I just want this snug. I'm guessing, there's no reason to crank it down. Oop. All right, and yeah, that's just snug. Let's make sure this works. It does. And yeah, I think it's a little easier. So I guess there could have been a little bit of soap gunk in there or something like that. And let's make sure this still works. And this is kind of like a Gillette adjustable. I didn't see anywhere where they say you have to open or loosen the top doors, but I've noticed that the adjustment knob is very stiff if it's tightened down. So that to me kind of means, loosen it up a little bit at least. And yeah, this all seems to be working the way it's supposed to. So last step will be to just take this little plug, push it back in, and there we go. So that is taking apart and reassembling, at least the easy part. I'm not convinced that there's a way to take it apart further, short of, doing damage to it. Maybe there is, and I'm just being being too timid about it. But yeah, that's as far as I'm going to take it. And I thought I'd maybe add a shave onto this as well, but rather than drag this video out, just have this as a reference for myself and others in case I ever need to take it apart again and need to refer back to how I did it. Hopefully this helps somebody if you have one of these and aren't sure how to get that apart. So thanks for watching. Take care. Hope to see you again real soon. All right. Bye-bye.